Well, good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery with Smart Money Alliance and IIMFL. We get together most Mondays through Fridays at this time at 8 o'clock Central or a minute or so before to talk tactics, strategies, techniques, updates, and so forth, because our goal is to help you, our distribution partners, be successful. Because if you're successful, then we have a couple things going for us. We're helping fulfill our mission, which is to help minority-owned small businesses narrow the racial wealth gap by teaching financial literacy, improving credit scores, and accessing capital. Also, if we can work with you so you're financially successful, you'll be more motivated, more committed, more likely to stick with it. And so that's what we want. We want to help all stakeholders. We sent out this email this morning. We're going to go through it, talk about it, and then also dig a little deeper and talk about implementation. But I thought it was really fascinating, and I read this article in the Wall Street Journal last night, which was the catalyst for the email in this conversation. So we'll take it from the top here. It says, Americans are starting new businesses at the fastest rate in more than a decade, according to government data, seizing on pent-up demand and new opportunities after the pandemic shutdown reshaped the economy. So I realize that we live in a rather difficult time. There's a number of people that are doing really well. They're buying new homes, they're refinancing homes, they're getting second homes, they're buying new cars, but then there's a lot of folks that are not doing so well. It's sometimes easy for us to think that it's all one or the other, but what is true is that, as you know, the expression is, as one door closes, another door opens, and that's exactly what we're seeing here, that while many people's lives are being impacted or even disrupted with the economic changes that we've gone through this year, many are opening new businesses. And that's great for them, and that's great for us. So regardless of how we're collaborating, which role that you're in as a distribution partner, you could simply be an affiliate, which is free and easy, great overrides, great income, just refer in and get paid. You might be a financial literacy educator where you're actually working with the clients, helping them implement, helping them write their key person policies. You might even be in a more of a leadership role as a branch manager or a joint venture partner. It doesn't matter which of those roles you're in. Right now, it's a great time to be doing what we're doing. So let's continue on. Now, according to this article, again, it was in the Wall Street Journal. Well, I lied to you. I did read it last night, but it was Saturday's Wall Street Journal publication. It wasn't the Monday Wall Street Journal. It was the Saturday, the weekend edition. Applications for new employer identification numbers have passed 3.2 million this year, and that's an increase over last year in normal. So that's 3.2 million new start businesses. And what do you think is consistent with almost all of them? They almost all need additional capital to reach their potential. There couldn't be a better time for you and I to be working together than now, as there's an explosive growth of new businesses. And we'll talk about how to reach out to them in just a second. It says this pandemic is actually inducing a surge in new business startups, and nearly every one of them needs capital and guidance to reach their potential. And then from your perspective, even as an affiliate where all you do is submit in the lead, get out of the way, and get paid, you're looking at $100 up front plus 1% of the capital raise. With the overrides through the affiliate model, you could even have a sub-affiliate and you're still making around $1,000 per conversion. And even though we're not network marketing or MLM, our affiliate model goes 3 levels deep, whereby you make around $1,000 even if it's a sub-affiliate. And again, there's no cost to be an affiliate. So I would recommend every one of you at least wear the affiliate hat, and then also aggressively look to bring on more sub-affiliates, because it's a great opportunity to help people and generate income. Now, ultimately, though, we've got to solve the problem of, sure, our economy is reshaping. Certainly, there is an explosive growth in new businesses, 3.2 million, but how do we find them? Where are they at? What do we do? So let's talk about that briefly. Now, before I change websites that we're viewing, it is very true that many businesses that have succeeded or even just continue to exist through the pandemic have pivoted. So you see businesses that are doing something different now. Restaurants that used to not deliver or have carryouts now do. Well, interestingly, one of our primary data sources for these new businesses has also pivoted. So now they're known by a new name. But before I get to that, keep in mind that there's a number there's probably 3 main lead generation techniques that we found that works really well. Number 1, affinity relationships. And you've heard us talk about this ad nauseum. Working with churches, chambers, co-working spaces, business organizations, business associations. We set up an affinity relationship with them, which I'll show you again here in a minute, and at no cost to them. Then they promote it out to their sphere of influence. That's what we always jokingly call hooking our hose to a running faucet. So that's one of the big 3 lead generation strategies. Another one is to create sub-affiliates. And you might say, well, what does that do? By adding a sub-affiliate, that doesn't create a client. Well, while that's true, some people are well connected and others aren't. So by recruiting sub-affiliates who may turn around and recruit sub-affiliates as far as the relationship to you, some people are plugged in to churches, to chambers, to spheres of influence. So instead of you finding the leads, you could have a team of sub-affiliates and or sub-affiliates that are out finding the leads. And then third is we can just simply target newly formed businesses. Now, it's technically a cold lead, and I'm going to show you where to get those leads, because it's a list. It's a list of new businesses that just formed. So it's timely, certainly, and what we have to offer is good, and I'll show you how simple it is to feed them in, but it's technically a cold list of timely leads. So let's move on. It used to be called Sales Genie or Reference USA, and lo and behold, they've pivoted. So now, I don't even know how to pronounce it. I guess it's Data Axle Genie. And if you go to dataaxlegenie.com, it's a mouthful, you can click on, well, I'll go to the main page. So if you go here and then the Try Us, then you can do a free 7-day trial and get your first batch of leads for free. Now, it may be that through your library, you can access this as an online resource on an ongoing basis with no cost. But worst case scenario, you can get your first batch of leads by going here and doing a trial run. Okay? So that'll allow you to do a lookup, and you'll be able to identify newly formed businesses. You can narrow it down by state, by county, by city, by zip, by industry, a number of different variables, and there you have your leads list. Now, you're still going to have someone reach out to them, and it could be you. You could use a call center through Upwork, like we've talked about before, upwork.com. You could have sub-affiliates that are willing to work the phones, but the bottom line is this is one of the best ways to find, and free as I'm showing you, to find newly started businesses. Now, pretty much all businesses are in one of their 6 databases that you'll have access to. So it doesn't just have to be new businesses, but that ties to what we just talked about. Now, moving on across. So now we have a prospect. What do we do with them? Well, we're going to create a free landing page for you, but we'll come back to that in a moment. If you don't have a free landing page yet, then all you do is you go to iimfl.org, click on the small business certification, And this is where there's information. This is probably where you'd want to direct the prospect. But ultimately, and you know, they can test out, they can try the different lessons and validate that they're credible, which they are. It's award-winning curriculum from the FDIC. This also, by the way, is where you'll find the affinity proposal I made reference to a moment ago. But the bottom line is, what do you do with the lead once you have the lead? You drop them in the inquiry form. You put in their name, their email, their phone, referred by you. On this form, we're going to need your name on the referred by field. If you don't put your name here on the referred by field, then we won't know they're referred by you. That's why the landing page is so valuable. The landing page is automatically coded to you, and I'll show you that in a second. But if you don't have a landing page yet, you just go to iimfl.org, go to the small business certification page, drop in their information here, check that the bottom box or anything else that may be of interest to them. This precludes you or eliminates you from needing to describe everything to them. This keeps you from needing to sell anyone anything. This keeps you from needing to collect any money from anyone. You just simply feed in the leads, and then what will happen is then we will reach out to them. We'll add them to our drip marketing campaign, and we've got a decent chance of helping them enroll. You'll know that they've enrolled because it will show up in Post Affiliate Pro. Post Affiliate Pro is the software we use for our affiliate engine. However, ultimately, what you want to have is your own landing page. We provide these for free. It's going to look it's going to look exactly like this. The only exception would be it's going to have something unique right here. So this is our landing page, and that's why it says IIMFL. So for example, James is on here. His might say james.getresponsepages.com. Or Elizabeth is on here. It could be elizabeth.getresponses.pages. But what will happen is we will form or create a landing page for you that'll look exactly like this. So this is where you drive people into. And with that, then it's automatically coded to you. Because in fact, in the background, we use a website, a service called Get Response. That's why it's labeled that. It's going to create a list, and every prospect that you drive in is going to go into your list. So like Anel is on here. So Anel is going to have her list that it drops into. Anel doesn't have to contact anyone. She just drops them in here where these three forms are. But then we can absolutely confirm that the client came from Anel's landing page. And again, everyone that feed Anel or Anna Maria or Monique or Margaret or Peggy or Peter or Will or others, Joseph, feed into this. And again, they'll go into the drip marketing sequence. We'll handle the close. We'll get them enrolled. It's just super simple. And again, you still make right around $1,000 per conversion. On the affiliate comp model, you're making $100 up front. If it's your sub-affiliate that brought the client on, you're still getting paid up front. You're getting paid $50. If it's a sub-affiliate, in other words, a sub-affiliate of your sub-affiliate, then you're still making money up front, $25, but you're making $1,000, I'm sorry, on average $1,000, which is 1% of the anticipated capital raise. So the back end money is not instant. The front end money is of course up front. If you're a financial literacy educator, then you're actually working with the clients, going through these steps in the 4-week process. And then you're also going to help them write their key person policy, which can generate anywhere from $500 to $5,000 more commission, just depending upon that. But not everyone wants to be a financial literacy educator, and that's fine. We're not trying to convince you to do so. So what's the point? Let's rewind. So what's the point? Great time to be collaborating. Tremendous growth in new start businesses. You can go out and find leads however you want, but there's 3 main ways. One of those 3 is to connect with newly formed businesses, and you can find those right here using what used to be called Sales Genie or Reference USA. Now it's dataaxlegenie.com for whatever reason. In addition to that, you can also certainly approach churches, chambers, co-working spaces. A number of you have brought on numerous affinity relationships. Peggy, kudos to you. You're one of those. And so you can use this affinity proposal, share it with the pastor, the chamber executive, whoever the key influencers, share that with them, encourage them to maybe look at some of the on-demand education so they can have greater familiarity and confidence in what we do and how we do it, and then schedule a three-way call for you, me, and them. And then we'll go through, and we've got a very good chance of getting them enrolled. So it's tremendous. So let's get to your questions. We've got a number of very talented professionals on the webinar this morning. What questions do you have that's keeping you from driving in material volume? So Anna, Anel, Kwong, Elizabeth, James, Joseph, Margaret, Monique, Peggy, Peter, Will, others. Question for you if you can respond back. Now, Madison is reaching out to everyone this week. Yesterday, she reached out to all the branch managers to do two things: to encourage them to attend our in-person trainings, which we have on Fridays now. And she also offered to get them started on our one-on-one mentoring. We've changed that back. Prior to now, we had outsourced mentors that were working with our team and the great people, but that wasn't the right answer. So now we brought that in-house. So if you haven't heard from Madison, expect to hear from her most likely today. She's calling you personally, everyone, saying, hey, thanks for being part of the team. Can we invite you to an upcoming in-person training? Great way for you to meet us in person and develop a greater depth of understanding of what we do and how we do it. And secondly, would you consider using our one-on-one mentoring, which is free, right? There's no cost for the one-on-one mentoring. And that essentially is that coaching model. So every week we answer the questions, address the concerns you have, but equally as importantly, set goals, right? Because most people, if they don't have kind of an accountability partner, they won't produce because they'll get distracted, life gets busy. So with that being said, what questions do any of you have about how we can go help these 3.2 million? And that doesn't mean that there's not millions and millions and millions and there's tens of millions of other small businesses that probably would be interested if they knew about this resource. But just the new start businesses, probably the ripest of the ripe, there's 3.2 million of them. And you can get access to all of them here. There may be other lead sources or lists that you prefer to use. This is what we've used successfully, and this is what we used at the SBA. Okay, questions that any of you have regarding the opportunity we have or the easy action steps. So you might say, what happens if I have a lead that didn't come from this way? That's fine. It doesn't matter where the lead originated from. All you need to know is one of two things. Is it an individual participant lead or is it an affinity lead? If it's an individual participant lead, you're going to drop them into the inquiry form here at the bottom of the page, or if you have a landing page, and I'll get to your question, James, in a second, you put them in the landing page. Alternatively, if it's an affinity lead, then you're going to share the affinity proposal and then encourage them to watch some of these educational messages so they know more about who we are and what we do, and then schedule a three-way call. Okay, so James asked a very good question. How do we get the landing pages? So we provide the landing page for free once you've had one conversion as an affiliate. Now, these landing pages are for affiliates because remember and James, that works for you, fine. But what happens is when a lead comes in here, it'll be tracked to you, but our in-house team is picking it up and taking it from there. We're putting them into the drip marketing. They have our contact information. They don't have yours. You're the lead generator, but you're not the closer. You're not the implementer. So this is a landing page for our affiliates. So we will give you a landing page for free, James, and everyone else, once you've had one conversion as an affiliate. So we just want you to have one underneath your belt to show some level of commitment. It has nothing to do with you, James, or anyone else individually, but you would know as well as I do. If we just started saying, okay, sign up for free as an affiliate and we'll create everyone a landing page, it would drown us in work because we're adding so many affiliates. So we say, bring one client on And the first client, you'll just feed through the inquiry form here. But once you have one client, one conversion, which you're paid for, by the way, $1,000 on average, then we'll turn around and create quickly a landing page for you. We've created a bunch of these landing pages for those of you that have produced, and I can go online and I can look and I can see how you're doing, and we can share that with you, of course. So for example, we just created a landing page for Chris, and Chris has had 15 visits on his new landing page since 7:33 a.m. So in the past, what would that be? Around a half an hour or so. Or I can go down and I can see that Jackie has a new landing page. She's only had 2 visitors. So it works out great. So James, hopefully I answered your question. How do you get a free landing page? Have at least one conversion into the SBC program. And for your first one, or until, in general, until you have a landing page, just put them on the inquiry form. Okay, very good. Peter's asking for a script. Absolutely, absolutely. So we've done some of this before, but we'll go ahead and role play a script. And what we're going to assume is that this is a lead that we picked up from a new start business, which ties back to this whole article about 3.2 million new businesses. So there's no exact scripting, but I would say something like this. And so I would call you Peter, ring, ring. Peter would answer. And what I'm going to do is just be real relaxed, be succinct. I'm going to say as little as I need to say to be able to get Peter into the pipeline. So here it goes. Ring, ring, Peter answers. Hey, Peter, my name's Thomas Montgomery. I'm with a nonprofit. We've received a grant to assist small businesses in increasing financial literacy and accessing capital. I wanted to see if you might qualify for this new grant subsidized resource. Are you currently looking for capital to start or grow a business? Pause. And Peter either is going to say yes or no. If he says no, then either he doesn't care to continue the call, or maybe he's one of the few that's fortunate enough that doesn't need capital. So then you just graciously say, well, thank you for your time. I wish you well. But most likely, if you reach Peter, now there's a good chance Peter won't even recognize your phone number, so it's going to go into voicemail. So the scripting for the voicemail would be about the same. But if Peter says, well, yeah, I would be, or maybe, I would say, well, Peter, great. If I could get your email address, what I can do is I can go ahead and send you a link to some more information about our grant subsidized program. And then wait for Peter to give me the email. Say, thanks, I'll get that over to you in just a moment. So what I don't want to be doing is trying to explain the program to Peter. I do not want to be a telemarketer. I do not want to be selling Peter anything. My goal is to get Peter into the sales funnel. Now, that's alternative one. Alternative two is to, what's the point? So you can either put Peter into this inquiry form based upon you already have his name and phone number. You'll have to obtain his email because these databases don't provide you the emails, and drop them in. Or scenario two is if you have a landing page, you would put them here. What we don't want to do is ask Peter to go do something, because it's unlikely that Peter will be motivated, disciplined, committed enough to do anything. So you'll drop Peter's information in. That was the point I was trying to make. So don't send Peter an email with a link to this page, because chances are he won't open the email, it'll get lost, or he'll never respond. So what you're really trying to do is get his email so you can submit him in either this inquiry form if you don't have a landing page, or into your landing page. Thank you, Peter. Yes, Joseph, you can use our Calendly, and we're happy to speak with prospective affinity partners, prospective branch managers, prospective affiliates, any of those things. But in general, for affiliates, it should be painfully simple, right? You should be able, each of you should be adding sub-affiliates at least one a week, because you just never know who's really connected and who could really take off. They not only become your lead generators, they become your revenue producers, because now they're connecting us to people. We're closing them. They're getting paid, but you're getting paid. So how do you add a sub-affiliate? Painfully simple. For us, we direct them to our career page, click here, and then they can sign up. Now for you, you'll log into Post Affiliate Pro and you'll have a unique link. And what will come up, it'll look just like this, but it'll be coded to you. So that way, when they sign up as a sub-affiliate or as an affiliate, they're automatically a sub-affiliate of yours. The referral ID is what they want to be called. You don't have to put in anything there. Parent affiliate, just leave blank because it's already hard-coded to you. They can put in this other information. They don't have to. It certainly is helpful for us to get their phone number, because if we don't have their phone number, then we're not able to reach out to them and welcome them aboard and help motivate them. But we've reduced it down to just making it painfully simple. Generate the lead, submit the lead, we'll take it from there, you get paid, and you'll be able to track activity in Post Affiliate Pro. All right, what questions do any of the rest of you have about the tremendous opportunity we have, or just how simple it is now? Generate the leads however you want to generate the leads. Drive them into the appropriate form, either on the website or your unique landing page, and we'll take it from there. We'll take it from there, and you get paid. Any other questions anyone has about this opportunity or the simple process? And again, we'd love for you to come in to the Friday trainings. We have trainings every Friday. You need to register. There is no training this Friday on the 2nd, but we'll resume on the 9th. We are having additional training Zooms. We have 2 tonight and this evening. So if you're onboarded as one of our financial literacy educators, please consider joining us on the evening Zoom trainings this evening. If you're not yet a financial literacy educator, that is simple to fix. Again, go to the career page, and then you can learn about the financial literacy educator role. There's a number of training videos, and there at the bottom, instead of saying that you want to be in the small business certification class, you say that you want to be an educator. Yes, Peggy, I agree. We're at the right place at the right time. We've evolved our service model. We are very, very confident now in the great client experience that we can provide. And again, granted, it wasn't always the case. It's evolved, it's morphed, we've learned. But now with the 4-week curriculum that we're taking clients through to get their loan package set up, great training, one-on-one coaching, great outcomes. This is working well. This is something now you can feel confident and proud about to introduce to anyone. Anel asks, is funding for all types of businesses? Yes. Now, of course, you know as well as I do, there's different types of funding for different industries. If we're trying to get funding for a church versus a topless bar versus a donut shop, there's going to be some variances there by industry type. However, there is funding available for all types of businesses. Yes, ma'am. All right, the ball's in your court. Let's go try to add at least one new prospect into the funnel today, and maybe let's even add one new sub-affiliate into your hierarchy today, because you just never know which of your sub-affiliates are going to take the bull by the horn and go out and generate significant volume, which is great for them and great for you. Thanks, everyone. Talk to you soon.